Why hello there internet, I'm CST from the Guild of Awesome. And I know I said that this episode, as well as the last episode, was going to be doing the Fighters Guild, but due to questline conflicts we're going to do the Mages Guild today. And then after that we'll do the Thieves Guild, and then after that eventually the Fighters Guild. So before we do this, there is a questline breaking bug that you should be aware of. There is a quest midway through called Huleens Hut. Inside her hut in Margan, we can find a scamp and kill it before we are actually given the quest to do so. The problem here is that it jumps us a few quests ahead, and this prevents the requirements needed for us to complete 2 quest lines. But there are a few spells that you'll need or find very useful. You may not have enough gold right now, but you should have enough to buy Mark and Recall from the Balmora Temple. So you use Mark to set a teleportation point, and then you use Recall to teleport back to that point. So instead of walking back to a quest giver after you've got their quest, you can just teleport back, it'll save you a bunch of time. If you have enough gold, then buy Levitate. You're definitely going to need that for a few of the quests later on. If your security skill sucks, then buy Unduce's Open Door. And if you're not an Imperial, you're going to need Charming Touch from the Guild of Mages in Balmora. If you don't have enough gold to buy all the spells right now, don't worry, you should have enough by the time we need to use them. There are 2 maps that I'll link to in the description. One map shows all the fast travel points that you can take, and the other is an interactive map of Morrowind. Now, Morrowind doesn't have any quest markers, and a lot of the quests are not marked on your map. Instead, you're actually given vague directions like you would in real life. For example, you may be told to go to a dungeon, but all you get to work with is go east of Balmora, and if you reach the ocean, you've gone too far. These maps will make travelling around so much easier. So let's start in Seyda. If you followed episode 1, then you will already have the mushrooms that we need. If not, grab them now before we start. We need 1 of each mushroom, and they can all be found easily in Seyda. The mushrooms are Luminous Rizola, Violet Coprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hypophysia. Once you have the mushrooms, take the Slitch Rider to Balmora and head into the Mages Guild. Talk to Ranis Aphis to join the guild. Now that you're officially a member, head downstairs and speak to our first quest giver, Ajira. Hand over the mushrooms to complete our very first quest. Next, Ajira asks you to sabotage Galbadier's project by placing a fake soul gem in Galbadier's desk. Galbadier can be found on the upper floor of the guild. Once you accept this quest, Galbadier will walk downstairs, giving you an opportunity to place the gem. Be warned that if you take any soul gems from the desk, then Galbadier will think that any soul gem you sell to her in the future will be hers and will get you in trouble. Once you've placed the fake soul gem, return to Ajira to complete the quest.
Welcome, friend.
Next, Ajira asks us to collect 4 flower samples. We need gold Canet, stoneflower petals, willow anther, and heather. You can actually buy willow anther and heather from Ajira, and it will still count towards the quest. The other 2 can be found easily south of Balmora. On your way back, buy a ceramic bowl from Ravir, the trader next to the guilds. Hand the flowers over, or back to in this case, to Ajira and make sure to keep talking to her, otherwise you can miss the next quest. Ask for another quest and Ajira will ask for a ceramic bowl. Give her the one that you've just bought. If you leave the guild after completing the flower quest, then Ajira will skip this quest. Next up, Ajira says Galbadia has taken revenge on Ajira by hiding her reports on the mushrooms and the flowers that we gathered for her. The first report is under the dresser in the sleeping quarters. The other one is upstairs behind the baskets. And the reports back to complete the quest. So we are done for Ajira for now. Head outside the guild and into the bookseller across the road. Buy the Chronicles of Nchuleft from the bookseller. Now use a Mage's Guild teleport system to travel to Alderun. Now we're going to speak to our next quest giver, Edwina Elbert. First off, she wants the book that we just bought, the Chronicles of Nchuleft. Next up, she wants us to get a Detect Treacherous potion from another guild member, Skink in Tree's Shade. No, that is actually his name. Use a Mage's teleport and travel to Sadif Mora. Speak to Tree's Shade in the corner and ask for the potion. He will gladly hand it over. And that's it, return back to Edwina and hand the potion over to complete the quest. Next up, she wants us to steal a book from another guild member. Mages teleport to Vivek and on our left we'll find Cyrilonwe. She has the book in a locked chest in her room. It's easy enough to steal, just close the door behind you.
I suppose I could spare a moment or two.
Give it a read to gain a point in heavy armour and return it to Edwina. Our next quest is to investigate a disturbance at Huleens Hut in Morgan. Take a Silk Rider and head down the path just outside town.
We make a special trip just for you. Say no, pray.
Inside the hut we will find a scamp that has messed the place up. Kill the scamp and loot the key off its body. Downstairs you'll find Huleens' apprentice, who will explain that he summoned the scamp but lost control.
What do you want?
Return to Edwina to complete the quest. Next up is our final Edwina quest for now. We need to return the book we stole from Cyrilonwe. Use the mage's teleport to get back to Vivec, and believe it or not, the best option is just to speak to her and hand the book back. No consequences, and you also get a disposition boost. Return to Edwina to complete the quest. So we're going to leave Edwina alone for now. Let's teleport to Sadith Mora and complete some quests for Skink in Tree Shade. Our first quest is to escort a scholar called Tenyeminwe. Tenyeminwe. Fucking hell, say that 3 times fast. So all we have to do is escort 10 from one end of the town to the other. That's it. No joke, no obstacles, nothing to stand in our way, no enemies. Just walk from one end of town to the other. So first off, let's actually find the scholar. She's in Dirty Miriel's corner, which is just across the bridge. Ask her to follow you, and then just walk to the docks at the other side of town. All you have to do is make sure she doesn't lose you or get too far away. Your journal will update at the docks, so now head back to Sitz. That's Skinks in Tree Shade's name now. I'm not going to keep saying his full name because it's quite a mouthful. Next up, Sitz asks us to find a rare book called The Vampires of Vvardenfell, Volume 2. The book is banned by the temple, so it's pretty hard to find. The easiest method is to buy it from Jabash's rare bookshop in Vivec's Foreign Quarter.
If you're here for trouble, you'll get more than you bargained for.
Give the book to Sitz to complete the quest.
What do you want?
Next, Sitz will ask us to arrange a meeting with an Ashlander wise woman. There are a few wise women in the game, but only one will accept our request. Take the boat to Tel Mora, and then again to Voss.
What is this about?
Walk north to find the Ahem Musa camp. Talk to Sinamu Merpal, the wise woman of the camp. She will refuse to meet with Sitz, but will send her apprentice if you can first help her at a tomb nearby. Head west of the camp to find the Favel ancestral tomb. Inside we find Minabibi. She won't meet with Sitz until we kill the spirit in the tomb. Simply kill the spirit or soul trap it if you can, since it has an expensive soul, and talk to Minabibi again. She says that she needs permission from Sinamu, so head back there and speak to her again. Take credit for killing the spirit, and Sinamu will agree to the meeting. Head back to Sitz to complete the quest. Next up, Sitz asks us to kill a former guild member turned Necromancer. Mages teleport to Vivek and then take a boat to La Ode. Head northwest and then north of the Daedric ruin to find a cave called Shal. Inside we'll find a bunch of enemies, including our target, Takura Ulver.
Now you die!
Report back to Sitz to complete the quest. Now we need to rank up in the guild. Ask Sitz to promote us twice to the rank of Journeyman. Now mages teleport to Balmora and speak to Ranis Afris, our next quest giver. We get 2 quests at once here. Talk to Ranis about join us and guild dues to accept them both. You'll also need some way to charm somebody. If you're not an Imperial, buy a charm spell. From Moradren downstairs. First off, let's do Manwe's debts. A guild member owes some money to the guild. First we need to find her. It's a long walk east of Balmora. I recommend buying a levitate spell from Mariah Dren, another member in the guild that's in Balmora. I recommend getting this so you can just fly over the cliffs and the mountains and that'll save you a bunch of time. Manwe is in a cave called Punabi. Increase her disposition to 60 with a charm spell. Then ask Manwe for the money and she'll just hand it over with no problem. There are also hostile NPCs in the cave, so you can either kill them or spare them, it's entirely up to you. Northeast of Punabi is our next quest destination, a tower called Sullipund. Ranis told her to either kill or recruit Lara Beriloft. Once inside, use a charm spell to get his disposition past 70. After that, simply ask him to join and you complete the quest.
I'm sure this is important, but I really must go.
What is it?
Report back to Ranis. Next up, she'll ask us to stop some unsanctioned magic training, which is on the other side of town. Inside, speak to Only He Stands There, and he will offer you a deal. Tell the Mages Guild that he has stopped, when the truth will be that he's actually going to train people secretly. He'll also give you a discount. Accept the offer, as there are no consequences otherwise, and this way you get the best outcome. Tell Ranis that the Unsanctioned Training has stopped to complete the quest. Next up, we need to escort a fellow mage to Peligade in exchange for his notes. You can find our Escort Itermerel in the 8 plates that is next to the guild.
Head on.
Hello. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
It's an easy walk south to Peligade. Once you get there, you need to bring into the halfway tavern near the entrance. Once inside, your journal will update, ask Itermerel for the notes, then report back to Ranis. And for our next quest, we are tasked with killing a Necromancer, called Tashpi Ashibael, in Morgan. Take the Slitch Rider to Ardrun, and then again to Morgan. Enter Tashpi's house and confront her. She will say that Rhanis is holding a grudge against her and that she's innocent. The best option here is to let Tashpi escape and then lie to Rhanis. Recall back to Rhanis and tell her that Tashpi is dead.
What is it about? I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
And for our final Rhanis quest, we need to find out the identity of a spy in the guild. Head to the Archmage Trebonius in the Vivek Mages Guild. He denies the existence of a spy, but directs you to Tiram Gadar, his advisor. Ask Trebonius again before speaking with anyone else, and he will hand you Tiram's credentials, which, if you read, are spelled incorrectly. There are 3 endings to this quest. The best ending is to report all of this back to Rhanis, who will give you a dagger and some magic scrolls. The second ending is to tell Trebonius that his assistant Tiram is the spy. As with the incorrect credentials, he is most likely the spy. However, Trebonius will have none of it and will get you no rewards. And thirdly, you can tell Trebonius that Rhanis is the spy. Now, she may not be a nice person, but she is innocent of the crime. If you go ahead with this ending, then Rhanis will be kicked out the guild and you will only receive a reputation increase as a reward. However you end the quest, we need to increase our rank to Conjurer, and you'll need to pay 200 gold for the honour. Mages Guild teleport to Adrun and will complete the rest of Edwina's quest. First off, she'll want us to bring her a Dwemer tube. Any Dwemer tube is good enough, so if you have one on you, you can just hand it over. Now the best method for this quest is to go to a Dwemer ruin called the Bethamez, as we can kill 3 birds with 1 fireball. Take the Slitch Riders to Genesis. Go up to the entrance of the mine. You won't be allowed in since you'll need a key, but if you just take a pickaxe from the entrance, the guard will let you in. You're going to have to talk to him about the Imperial Legion, then Genesis, and then the Egg Mine. Then he'll let you in. Head into the bottom of the mine to find Bethamez. Inside we need to collect the Dwemer tube. We also need to grab the 2 books, Divine Metaphysics and the Dwemer Airship Plans. Return the Dwemer tube back to Edwina to complete the quest, and hold on to the other 2 books for later. Next up, Edwina will ask us to collect a report from some guild members who are working in a Dwemer ruin. Take the Slitch Rider to Balmora and then again to Suran. Head northeast to find the ruins. Head inside and speak to Senelius about the report. And it turns out their guide who is showing them around the ruin has gone missing, and he's the one with the report. Head into the ruin and you'll find Inez dead at the bottom. Now there's a hidden door in this room. Turn the lever at the far left to open the door. Take the report from Inez's body, and while you're here, pick up a book called The Hanging Gardens of Western Corridale. Then speak to Senelius on the way out.
see I stand in good company. What can I do for you?
Return the report to Edwina to complete the quest. Next up, we are asked to grab some Scarab Plans from a Dwemer ruin in Mzuleft. Take the mage's teleport to Mora, and then take the boat to Vvardenfell. Now there is an easier method than going to Mzuleft. In Vvardenfell there is a vacant tower which has a copy that we can take with no consequence. However, there is a book in Mzuleft that we need for a later quest. So to get to Mzuleft, head southwest from Vvardenfell. Inside there are hostile NPCs, so save before entering. Inside you will find the plans on a shelf. In the room next door to there you can find a book that we need for a later quest. The book is called The Egg of Time. And the blueprints over to Edwina to complete the quest. Our next quest is to hand over the airship plans we took from Bethamez previously. Now we've completed all the quests for Edwina. Now we're going to head to the Mages Guild in Vivec and speak to the Archmage for his only quest at this point. He will give us some busy work, asking us to find out what happened to the dwarves. Since we have the Egg of Time from Mzuleft and Divine Metaphysics from Bethamez, we can go straight to the last living Dwemer. Mages teleport to Mora and head southwest to find Telura. Head inside and into the Corpusarium. Don't kill any of the monsters down here. Instead, just run past it as quickly as you can.
What do you ask of me?
Inside you find Barn, the last living Dwemer. Speak to him about the books to learn what they say. With this information, head back to Drabonius to complete the quest. Now we need to increase our rank to Warlock. Once that's done, teleport to Balmora and speak to Ajira again. She'll give us our next quest to find the Staff of Magnus. You will need Levitate for this quest, so make sure you buy it from Mara Dren in the next room. Take the Slitch Rider to Saran, and then again to Molog Mar. Head north to find a cave that the staff is in, called Azu. Inside we'll find Javini Hlaren, who holds the staff. Kill her and loot the staff off her body. Show the staff to Ajira to complete the quest. And for Ajira's final quest, we need to find the Warlock's Ring. The ring is held by Vindame Drefan, in a cave called Ashibael, east of Vivec. Mages teleport to Vivec and then just head east from there. Inside the cave there are powerful monsters, so make sure to save before entering. At the very end of the cave you'll find Vvardenfell, kill her and take the ring back to Ajira to complete her final quest. Now our next quest requires us to reach the rank of Wizard. But before you can do that, you need to retrieve a Wizard Staff. Speak to Rannis about advancement and then about the Wizard Staff to start the quest. If you have the gold, then you can just buy one from Rannis for 5,000. However, you can ask about retrieving one from an ex-guild member. Teleport to Serif Mora and then take a boat to Dagonfell. Head west to find a cave called Sud. Inside the cave are powerful enemies, so save beforehand. Anan has the staff and she is hidden inside the cave. You'll need to levitate up this stone wall in order to open a door at the top. Anan will attack you on sight. Kill her and take the staff.
Your suffering will be great, Imperial!
Show it to Rannis and ask for advancement to reach the rank of Wizard. Now we're going to go back to Sitz at Serif Mora. Sitz's next quest is to bring him the soul of an ash ghoul. I recommend leaving all of your soul gems on the ground in the guild before leaving, making sure you only have one empty grand soul gem on you. Do this especially if you have Azura's Star, as Sitz can take that from you and you can lose it permanently. That's unless you know console commands. So with the one soul gem in your hand, take a boat to Tel Mora and then again to Tel Arun. Then head northwest to find a cave called Yakin. Save before entering as powerful enemies lie within. Inside we find corpus enemies, but most importantly we can find an ash ghoul to capture here. Use the soul capture spell on the ghoul before killing it, then once it's dead, check that you've captured its soul in your inventory. Return the gem to Sitz to complete the quest, and remember to pick up any gems you have placed on the floor afterwards. Next up, Sitz asks us to find a rare book about vampirism. There are several ways to get the book, none of them are exactly easy. However, the easiest method is to take a mage's teleport to Aldrun, then a slit strider to Balmora, then again to Suran. Head northeast to find a Dwemer ruin called Galum Deus. Now I recommend running in and only taking the book. There are several quests here at this location, so let's just keep it simple, let's just get what we need for now. You can find the book hidden on top of a ledge in the observatory. Return the book to Sitz to complete the quest. Now for the final quest. We actually have two endings here. Let's go with the best ending first. It's actually super easy. Ask Sitz for a rank up to the Master Wizard and then to Archmage. He will say we have performed well and gives us a letter to give to the current Archmage. Simply mages teleport to Vivec and then hand the letter over to Drabonius. And that's all. Drabonius will promote you to Archmage. Congratulations. However, there is an alternate ending. Now before you go ahead with the alternate ending, there is one more quest that Drabonius can give us, but he will only give it to us once we've completed the main story. I'm not going to cover that quest now, I'm going to cover that one at the end of this series, where I do all of the conflicting quests. Instead of asking Sitz for promotion, teleport over to Balmora and ask Rannis. As she can't write the letter to remove Drabonius from power, we reach a dead end with her. However, she will hint that Drabonius will duel anyone who challenges his position. So head over to Vivec and speak to Drabonius himself. Ask him about a promotion and he will challenge you to a duel. Meet him in Vivek's arena, save beforehand, and kill him to become the new Archmage. And that is it. That is every single quest, well besides from one, in the Mage's Guild. Next episode I'm going to do all of the Thieves Guild, and then after that we'll get to the Fires Guild. That is all from me for today. Thank you for watching guys, and stay awesome.